Hi, everyone, and welcome to the 21-day Mindful Movement and Breathwork Challenge. For today's sequence, we're basically going to be doing a moving meditation. So we won't need a whole bunch of equipment for this one, although we will be doing our proprioceptive balance, and we may be sitting. So if you want to grab something for a comfortable way to sit, if you'd like to sit, and an object that is lightweight and won't drop if you, or won't break if you drop it. Okay, once you've got all that gathered, let's go ahead and get started for today. We'll begin with our 3 regulating breaths. So taking a nice, easy inhale, and then exhale. Making your sigh sound or any sound you like. Do 2 more of those. Really beginning to arrive on your mat. Allowing your breath to return to normal. Really giving yourself permission to just land wherever you are here and now. This practice today is one, again, that came in by request, and the question was what to do when ruminating or when kind of stuck in a mental place or a thought stream and you can't seem to get yourself out of it. So this process tends to be very effective for that, and it's a 3-step process. We're going to start with the first step, which is to regulate. So for this step, what we're going to do is begin with breath and movement together. So we're going to inhale, take the arms up just as high as they want to go. And then we're going to exhale. And as you exhale, imagine you're kind of pushing the air down, just really ever so lightly. And so as you inhale, there's like an upward current that's floating your hands up. And as you exhale, you're pushing through maybe something like water, just a little bit of resistance. And what we're going to begin to do is get our exhale to be longer than our inhale. So as you're exhaling, we're activating that parasympathetic system. So just go ahead and feel into that. You may find your own way of doing it that's totally different than what I'm demonstrating here. The idea is the hands are going to come up and feel light, and then the hands are going to go down, and we're going to slow down that movement of the down and the exhale. Let's do about 5 of those. So inhale nice and light. Exhale slow and long. Inhale light and easy. Take the arms up. Exhale. Slow and long. Last one of those. Inhale, float. And exhale. Nice and slow. I will do one more little movement practice for regulating, and this is the side-side sway. So kind of what we did yesterday with that rhythmic, repetitive movement. And we'll do a mini slinky here. So your legs don't have to be super wide unless you really like the wide slinky, and then go for it. But otherwise, we'll just go really small, smooth, and easy. And it's a rock side to side. So if you're new to this, the slinky exercise is that we imagine our legs as a slinky or as spring coils. And with each time you shift your weight to one leg, you can feel into the bouncy quality and really allowing that to help you sway side to side. And then the idea of the arms is that the arms get into a rhythmic, repetitive pattern that cross the midline of the body. Okay, so you can do this as a mini slinky. The wider version looks something like this. Maybe a little bit more stimulating though, so you can really feel into how gentle and slow you want to do it, or how quick and vigorous you want to do it. And it really just depends on the moment and what feels right and good for you right now. I'll give you about 30 seconds. Is there a way you could do this motion that would make it 5% more enjoyable? A way you could do this movement to have it be 2% more fun and playful. Let's just check in. One of the big principles I'm going off of for this first step is story follows state. This is a statement Deb Dana came up with from the Polyvagal Institute. And it's this idea that the mental narrative is secondary to the nervous system state. So rather than trying to even address the mind, let's just go to the body first and really get a sense of feeling good in the body or calmer in the body, even 2% calmer in the body. And then let's go back and one more time do the arm raises. This time maybe do them a little differently, like out to the side or one side and then the other side, but just kind of go with what feels enjoyable and easy. And we'll just do 5 of these again, but easy up, easy floaty up, long, drawn out, and slow as we exhale. Just as long as it's not to a point of strain, really tweak it so that it feels fun and easy and good. Inhale, float. And exhale, slow it all down. And even if you don't feel quite regulated yet, don't worry about it. It'll keep going as we go into step 2, which is to activate. So at this step, what we want to do is we want to get the motor system online and the interoceptive system online. And we want to do that both at the same time. So how this works is we go into a movement pattern that's very deliberate. Hopefully something easy as well. So let's do our infinity loop hand or a sideways figure 8. And we're going to float the ball or whatever you're holding in your hand. And at first you can track the object with your eyes. But then eventually you want to let the eyes go somewhere else and follow the movement with your awareness or your felt sense only. So that could look like turning your head to the other side, or if you're doing this seated, you could just close your eyes and feel. Let's switch and do it to the other side. So again, those first, maybe 3 or 4 times, you could track the item with your eyes. And then can you go with just feeling it in your awareness? And let's just do one more, each side. For the interoceptive part, what we want to begin is tapping into our internal experience of the movement. So if you're new to this, feel free to leave this step out for now. If you're comfortable and familiar with it, what that would look like is you notice the movement and then notice how you feel in response to the movement. Like, does it calm you down? Does it feel frustrating? And even if it's that, it's the noticing it that's important here. All right, so that is our step 2. And we're going to build on that for our step 3, which is to savor. So anything you happen to notice on the front of felt sensations that are enjoyable is we want to begin to put our attention on them more. So for a savor, you can continue to stand. If you are beginning to feel calmer and you want to begin to sit and deepen, you're more than welcome to sit here at this point. And you can drop the ball or keep working with it. But now the idea is to pick any of what we've done so far, anything that seemed to have a positive effect on your body, and begin to slowly move deliberately and mindfully. And really paying attention to that movement that you're doing. And then at any point in time, if you notice a good feeling bubble up, to just hang out in it, just kind of pause and linger and hold yourself there for a moment, even if it's 1 millisecond. And then the idea here is that anytime you notice a return to the mental narrative or those thoughts you weren't appreciating earlier, we would go back to that, activating that motor system. So go back to initiating a movement that you're doing really deliberately and mindfully. So if you are calming down now and you want to come into a seated posture, one really nice way is just the hand movement. So the up and down can be done with the breath or just done on its own. And then anytime you notice something enjoyable to focus on, then to hang out in that and to savor. And for this third step, one thing that can be very helpful as far as a positive internal experience is either the practice of metta, loving kindness, or the practice of self-compassion. And so how that would look as you're doing your subtle movement is you begin to say a phrase. And the phrase will go something like, may you be well. May you be happy. May you begin to feel at peace. And these statements on the self-compassion front will be directed at you or your inner state, or you could always direct them to another person that you would love to send some kindness or some well wishes toward. And then again, as soon as you notice a warmth from that or a feeling of pleasantness inside from that, to hang out and drift in it, just savor, hang out with it. As soon as any of those thoughts come back, then to go back to the movement. So really changing the brain's mode by doing this, by activating that descending pathway. It really has a powerful effect at changing the brain and the body. So once the mind gets a little more focused or still through the hand movements, then you can begin again with the compassion practice. May you be well. May you be happy. May you begin to feel peaceful. And the idea with this, generating this warmth and good feelings on the inside is that, the phrase we use isn't so important as the way that it generates a warmth or a positive feeling in our interior. So, or even if it's just self-compassion, just a sense of, oh, yeah, it's really hard. And so the phrases themselves, really feel free to tweak those and get them to feel really right for you. And at any point in time, settling into stillness and notice how it is now. Maybe even deepen into the sensation of warmth in the body as it gets stimulated. You might notice that as you hang out in the warmth or the positive sensation, that those thoughts come back. And if they do, just go back to the movement again. And maybe find a spiral movement or a wave movement to get the brain to focus on something simple and good. Really paying attention to any felt sense of that movement. Notice what it's like in your whole body. Once you feel present again, go ahead and use your phrases, however you tweak them and personalize them. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you begin to enjoy. And so because this part of the practice is just so personal to you, I'll leave you to explore now on your own and just going with those 3 steps. So the regulating breath, the mindful, deliberate movement, and then the turning toward and focusing on those warm and positive feelings in the body. And I really hope that you enjoy this meditation, and feel free to go ahead and lay down, or if you're ready to close, we will end with a